I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
This is like a bit of a dated article from earlier last year. And I know, look, this is a practice in stoicism. Look at this. This camera's off. Oh, what an unprofessional person I am. And I know you guys, you hate people that hate you. That's what basically it boils down. DEI is a group of people that hate you. They're also lazy, and they also want to be paid. They are thieves. They want to be paid because of the way they were born. And that'd be kind of one thing. But then when they say, and the reason my life sucks is because you, person who don't share my trait, are oppressing me. That's why I lose my fucking shit. It's where I'm like, nah, okay. Now the gloves come off. And you guys, you sense that too, right? A lot of you, I don't think anyone likes Kathleen Kennedy. Nobody likes her. She definitely doesn't like boys. She just has an obvious preference for women. I don't mean sexually. I mean just marketing. I think there's some the contempt and hatred where she wanted to destroy something that she could not create with the destruction of Star Wars and Lucasfilms. And then you could, again, expand to video games or Bud Light or whatever else. I understand you hate these people. However, much as you would like to get revenge on these people, you don't have to lick a finger or lick a finger. You don't have to lick a finger. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do either because they have their own seeds of destruction sown within them. You cannot make an inferior product. You cannot make a bad product. You cannot make a product nobody wants and make money on it trying to sell it. I know there are some like the public sector where it doesn't matter. There is no profit. That's fine. I can't wait for there to start being some crashes in the airline industry. Not that I'm looking forward to people's demise. I am not. It'll be tragic, but I just want to oh yeah, how'd the investigation go? What'd you find out? Like, how important is it to protect the fifis of other people? Are people's lives worth it? Apparently they are. I'm still waiting, Delta, to find out the report who flew. Although admittedly, I did not research it and look it up recently. Maybe we found out whether it was the guy or the gal that landed the plane upside down. Bravo. Bravo, by the way. But here's an article, and I didn't know this about, now, just so you know, I'm not against the WNBA. I've been caught several times. I go to restaurants and bars, and there's a game on. And I look, but, I'm sitting far away, and I'm like, oh, there's a game on. And I thought it was a guy's game because they're playing that good. Right? You look, you're like, oh, this is a regular. And you look a little closer, like there's something funny about those guys. Something looks like, oh, wait, it's WNBA. But then you're still like, oh, okay, well, it's actually, they're very good. I'm not a sports ball fan, but I'm like, okay, I can see that. And I always thought it would be like, a minor league or, AAA baseball. I don't know about the finances. Maybe they're just feeder teams. I don't know the underlying finances of non-professional level teams or leagues, but I would imagine, the football game in high school, they charge $5 a head. They got to make some money on that, I'd imagine. I don't know. But I thought, okay, maybe not as big as the NBA, but the women's NBA, they got to make a little bit of a profit, right? They don't have as many costs. They don't have the advertising or marketing budget. So, it's not going to ever achieve NBA status, but that doesn't mean it can't be unprofitable. Well, here we go. Even I thought something, why not? WNBA to lose $40 million in 2024 season. NBA won't see return for years. NBA investors reported growingly impatient after pumping hundreds of millions of dollars in the NBA. So you spent hundreds of millions. That means at least $2 million, and then you lost 40%. So you're getting a negative 25%. Did I do my math right? You're losing 25% on top of the money already. You're not getting any of your money back, but you're even losing more money, right? Well, I guess until you eat through your capital. So you got 5 years until you got to fuse it with more cash, more cash, more cash. It's one thing I never understood about the people who willingly invested their money in politics. That's what you're investing your money in. You're not investing it into a sensible financial concern. You're not investing it into a promising business endeavor. You're not looking at the fundamentals. You're like, vagina money now. And now you're impatient. You're pissed off. What did you think was going to happen? Are we excited when the plane flips upside down and it blows up with the people inside? Are we going to be excited about were you expecting everything to just go rosy, clean, and unicorn farts and puppies? What you don't realize is the economy has evolved. Humanity has evolved over thousands of years, thousands of millennia, that we're pretty efficient. Like whoever's doing, like, I'll give you a perfect example. The NBA, which is a relatively new advancement in human history, for height and skills and ability and other physical characteristics, black men have come to dominate the NBA, slightly lesser extent football. And then I don't know, baseball is about 50-50 roughly, or a third between white, Latino, and black men. All right. It evolved. It optimized. You didn't have to force it. Just the pursuit of profit, frankly, if you cared about profit, the pursuit of excellence resulted in that. And now you're going to come in and say, okay, so this thing that evolved over thousands of years, right, with a ton of math, a ton of research, more modernly, what was it, Moneyball? I think that was baseball. This is we have the best engineers to create the rockets and the fighter planes and all that. We took the best mathematicians, the best physicists, but not enough women. Bring women in now. Well, hold on. For whatever reason, and you may disagree with nature. Nature don't give a fuck. For whatever reason, it was a bunch of Asians and probably white dudes who were involved in NASA and whatever the latest F-35 fighter plane or the NGAD, the new generation of fighter planes coming out. All right, probably not a lot of women involved. A few with some, but it just, why physics demands we get the best, and right now we don't give a shit what you look like because we're actually not discriminatory like you DEI people. And so when you these things, these professions, these fields, these expertises, these nodes are honed overall an evolution of humanity. You can't just come in and say, oh, but take person over there and throw them in. Now, when it comes to sports, we've done this for eons. There are men's sports and women's sports because we know men's sports, and they do have a WNBA. It's for women. But you're not going to be able to compare it to the men, especially physical feats. Although volleyball, I bet you women's volleyball is more popular than men's volleyball. I wonder why. But generally speaking, you're just not going to come close. It'll be impressive, but you won't come close. And then whether it's women's soccer or women NBA, I'm sorry, you got these low IQ entitled little brats. We should be paid as much as the men. Do you not understand that your organization generates nowhere near the money that the men's sports do? There's always the counterpart where men who are on OnlyFans, which are there? I guess there's got to be some. Say, we demand the same payment as women on OnlyFans. It's the same thing. OnlyFans for women, almost exclusively for women, that's honed. The girls got their game. The top earners, they know what they're doing. And it just happens to be more demand for naked women than it happens to be for naked men. Sorry, it's just what it is. But I'm not saying it's the same thing. But if you want to invest in not reality, right? You want to invest in not the optimal, not the best, or overinvest. Because again, I can't see why a women's sports league can't make money. I don't see why it can't be profitable. The question is, how much money did you invest into it? Did you overinvest? Like, what? I'd like to see the balance sheet. Like, what did you invest in? A shit ton of marketing, trying to sell shit people don't want. And so, when you have to understand, whether it's DEI or other bubbles, there's the .com bubble where you guys invested price to sales, bro, price to sales. Housing, because housing always go up, bro. I'm trying to think what other scams you all invested in. It doesn't matter. When you invest in not reality, not the best, not the optimal, when there is already a product on the market that is optimized, you're usually going to lose money on it. You're usually going to lose money. I mean, do you remember? I'll give you another one that has nothing to do with men. Victoria's Secrets. Where they said, hey, you know what? Let's make our model. Let's get rid of the Victoria's Secrets angels. We're going to make all the women fat, not white, and even some like with skin conditions, and one was an amputee. I appreciate your charity and kindness to help out women who are actually disabled or marred, for lack of a better word. Their place is not in modeling. It's not. Valiant Renegade tweeted out I think it was an ad where there's this hot little redhead number from the 90s. You guys missed out, by the way. And she's got a Game Boy in one hand. She's got a bra top on, and she's got a plate of cake. I don't even know the context. I didn't even have to turn on the volume. And she's just like coming in, obviously serving some guy. that sold a lot of Game Boy. I want to get a Game Boy now. We don't have that. We got Lizzo yelling at you, buy the product or you hate black women. Ah! Like, yeah, that worked. I guess every guy's married now. We didn't sign up for marriage, but I guess you people in the marketing departments, we're going to be married to a woman whether we like it or not. And she's going to nag us on the internet. And surprise. Oh, then they got Megan Rapinoe, whatever her name is, the soccer gal who's a lesbian, who's 50 or 40. She's not young. And she's the Victoria's Secret spokesperson now. Oh, boy. Victoria, shall we look? What is I think they might actually be independently owned. Victoria's Secret stock price? Are they held $19.59? Oh, look at that. You're almost at an all-time low. You were at $70 odd in 2021. You are at $18.57 today. You are up from your super low of $14.58 from 2023. So you didn't even beat inflation. There was a little rise here. You went up to almost $50? Is that when you announced that you were bringing back the pretty women? Is that when you admitted to reality that maybe having a man-hating feminist as a spokesperson wasn't the best idea? I just, one of these days, I should really put out, maybe I should do that. I would love to get some insiders to give me the information. Like people who used to work there during the time, like they switched from the attractive women to the ugly ones. I would love for some insiders to reach out to me and tell me, well, dude, what was going on behind the scenes? Like what was not, I don't want necessarily the gossip. I want, what was the logic and the strategic decision? What was the logic behind the decision to get rid of the pretty women and go with the fat, ugly, marred ones? Anyway, that's if you investing in DEI is investing in not reality. And investing in not reality is guaranteed to make you lose money. It's how simple it is. It's how simple it is. Do you want to invest in an NBA league that has a bunch of fat, pasty, short white guys playing basketball? I don't. Do you want to see, I mean, we got modern day example. Do you want to see fat women in lingerie? I don't. Do you want to see, I'm trying to think of what is blatantly anti-reality, blatantly stupid. Do you want to see horrible feminist propaganda masquerading as video games? I don't. Like the Yasuke, the Assassin's Creed Shadows, where it's Edo period Japan, and it's a black samurai who's the main protagonist. What? You know who I want to play in an Assassin's Creed Japanese game? Probably a Japanese ninja or samurai. Just me. Go ahead. What's it looking like? Ubisoft. Ubisoft is the developer of a black man's samurai video game of Japan. I was gonna try and come up with something witty. Nothing came to mind. Snoop Dogg samurai video game of Edo period Japan. How's the sales looking right now, huh? So WNBA to lose $40 million in 2024 season. NBA won't see return for years. NBA investors reportedly growing impatient after pumping hundreds of millions. What are you growing impatient? Look, I'll tell you this. Those girls do play hard and they train hard. What are you growing impatient with? They can only do so much. Are you growing impatient with the American people who just don't want to watch women's basketball? Are you pissed? Shall you mandate that we have to watch women's basketball? Who are you impatient with? The Women's National Basketball Association is set to lose. It has been a record-breaking campaign for the WNBA, which has posted record viewership and attendances that have been fueled by a standout draft class spearheaded by Indiana Fever sensation Caitlin Clark. Look, are we doing the affirmative action thing now? Where you're going to lie about, well, you're not going to lie about statistics. You're going to say statistics don't matter. Where record-breaking campaign, you're still losing money. The cancer is growing less slowly. Oh my God, it's amazing. No, it's still growing. It's just growing less slowly. The league is yet to announce its ratings for this final years, which were won by the New York Liberty, but it has been confirmed that the playoffs were the most viewed in 25 years across ESP platforms. Has the WNBA been around for a quarter century? Oh my God, if you're losing that much money every year, don't give it to poor people. Don't build houses with it. Don't create a trade program. Let's go keep this thing limping. Really? Have you been subsidizing this for 25 years? And let me guess, let's say you did it out of a strategic and political motivation to get feminists off your back, right? You were paying Dane Geld. You were bribing them to shut up. Look, see, we got this thing. Has it made them shut up? Has it prevented the Danes coming back from getting the Geld? Look it up. Dane Geld. It's almost like nothing will make them happy. However, that engagement has yet to translate to the bottom line for the NBA was also the most watched regular season in 24 years at the end of September. It's been around that long. However, that engagement has yet to translate to the bottom line for the NBA. Oh my God, ladies, look at how much the other people subsidize you and are patient with this. Look at how long society will go like, okay, well, maybe someday you'll make a pro. Oh, here we go. Here's more. A quarter century? From a private sector, I can understand the government doing it. But a private sector company? Oh, now you guys at the NBA are now, after 25 years, half my life, you guys are now starting to grow impatient. Lip service is expensive, isn't it? Which reportedly owns 60% of the WNBA, has pumped hundreds of millions of dollars into the league since its 1996 formation. The New York Post also states that when combining NBA owners' personal stakes and WNBA teams, the WNBA itself, the ownership rises about 75%. All right, so the NBA, either directly or indirectly, owns 75% of the WNBA. So what? An NBA team executive told the Post last week the WNBA owes the NBA so much we won't see any windfall for years. Well, they owe you 75% of their earnings. And I'd imagine the NBA, being the Professional Basketball Association of Men, would want to help out, right? They owe us so much. Well, weren't you kind of the only ones to kind of promote them, though? I mean, who, else would? And in a spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood, wouldn't you do that anyway? Reported loss of 40 million is an improvement on the 50 million that was projected earlier this year. However, it doesn't disguise that the WNBA still remains unprofitable, with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver saying in 2018 that the WNBA has lost on an average more than 10 million annually since its founding. You are talking then over $250 million. Ladies, I don't want to hear how bad you got it in this country. Men, in this one instance, are subsidizing your feelings, and that's what it is, to the tune of $250 million over a quarter century. I'm wondering, hang on, let's take a look. What is the NBA? This might be just pocket change to the NBA annual. Come on, Aaron. You used to be able to type. 35 record revenue. I don't care about revenue. I need profit. It all quotes revenue. It all quotes revenue. Wow. It won't show me profit. It only shows me revenue. Why can't I see? Hang on. I'm sorry. My mistake. Let's go to Grok. I'm sorry. Ask Google. Google ain't going to tell me anything. What is the annual profit of NBA? Revenue. Are you going to give me revenue too? Are you not going to give me profit? You're not going to give me. Wow. Even Grok doesn't have it. All right. 10 million a year is nothing. With revenue of 13 billion. I don't know the difference between a million and a billion because I'm a journalism major. Well, then maybe you should look it up. Where did I go? The WNBA is set to get as much as $2.2 billion over 11 years from 2026 season as part of the NBA's next domestic broadcast rights deal. So is that the revenue they're supposed to get? 200 million a year, with the league also set to offer 2 additional packages of matchups independent of the NBA, which could push revenues even higher, possibly as high as 260 million a season. Okay, so they make $250 million in revenue. The WNBA currently makes around 60 million annually from its current domestic media contracts because no one else wants it. Look, I asked out girls 25 years ago. I didn't keep asking them out for the previous 25 years. When they said no, I kind of like, oh, they don't want this. Why do you keep trying to force this on people who don't want it? And as an economist, this is one thing that pisses me off, especially of leftists, and that's all these people are. Okay, Disney, you spent billions of dollars on movies that didn't make any money, and your aim was leftist politics. Why didn't you just donate money to leftist cause, like real charity causes? Not, I'm going to donate money where 98% of it goes to the admin who are my buddies. Why didn't you build a trade school in poor communities? I'm not kidding. I'm not for free housing. I'm not. You should be a man or a woman and pay for your own fucking housing. But why didn't you just build more housing? Why didn't you scholarships for minorities and women because white men are bad in your world? Okay, fine. You hate white men. We get it. Fine. We just accept that. Why did you? Oh, vanity, because you want to feel good to make a movie. Stop trying to sell something. You're wasting money. You're wasting a lot of money that actually could go to help other people. Heck, just go spend it on something people want. Like you rich guys, you're funding the WNBA. Why don't you guys take your money and go buy boats? Because rich people don't need boats. Yeah, but boat employee, people who manufacture the boats, there's some jobs there. Go buy some shit on Amazon. Employ the Amazon truck drivers. Like literally anything, man. Put it in the bank account. Well, then it won't be used. Yes, it will be. It will lower interest rates because now there's more lendable dollars in the market. You'd lower mortgage interest rates. You make housing more affordable. Stop giving it to things that people don't want. But we bought American women's fifis to make them feel good. For what, a week? And then they're going to be pissed off next year? If I go search right now, women complain, women's soccer team complains about wage. If I type in women's soccer, women's basketball wage gap, are there going to be people complaining about it? I bet you there will be. Regular season and playoff schedule will also expand from next season to help generate more revenues. Players, though, are reportedly expected to opt out of the current collective bargaining contract by the November 1st deadline. If they do, it would mean salaries are likely to rise, which would affect profits. Well, I hope the girls make as much as they can. While the WNBA has prioritized expansion with the Golden State Valkyries joining the competition in 2025, it had teams from Toronto and the Portland women's basketball team. Oh, my God. What's the Portland women's basketball team? The hairy armpits? Honest to God, the women's basketball team of Portland. Oh, this world is so awesome, man. The NBA team executive told the New York Post that none of the league's owners are getting any money from WNBA expansion fees. Reports adds that some NBA owners, including New York Knicks James Dolan, want more transparency from Silver about when they will get to see some return from the WNBA. James, you're an idiot. This was Dangeld. Look it up, James. Or did you actually believe the spreadsheets they gave you projecting forecasts and revenues and 25 years it hasn't made a profit? And this time, the 26th year, I'm going to make the money with the Portland hairy armpits. The Portland infection. What's the Portland's women's basketball team name? And this is not a reflection upon the women's basketball team. The Portland welfare collectors, the Portland grunge. What is it? What's going to be the Portland women's basketball team? The unnamed executive also hit back at comments from Mike Bass, NBA's executive vice president of communications, and told the New York Post that WNBA financials, including detailed reports on revenue expenses, are shared with both the NBA and WNBA board of governors. That is somewhat BS, and they are consolidating with NBA financials, the team executive said. By consolidating numbers, you don't have any breakout of them. Yeah, so I'm just going to assume they're going to continue losing money. I don't know. I hope look, it's like liberal white women with the government, with their dad's check or their husband's check. It makes them feel good to piss away money on charity, right? It makes them feel good. I wonder what percentage of American GDP has gone to making wealthy women feel good. I just feel good that we help the people. Would you help your son? Would you help out the actual person who's working? Will you help out? No, I want to have champagne, nonprofit 503c. I want to like have a New Year's Eve party, deliver speeches, and we're going to donate a whole 2% of the money we raise to the poor thing of the stuff of the charity we want to help. But then my BFF Trisha, we're going to go and we're going to be co CEO. It'd be so fun. Surprise, none of the problems are solved at the charities. I can't imagine why charities don't solve problems. With intellectual titans like Bipsy and Trisha heading it up, how did it fail? They have degrees in communications. The hairy beaver. Oh my God. Oh man, wow, you guys, I am not endorsing these names. Let's go through some of them. Oh my God. I won't say that. I won't say that. Jesus. Oh my God. All right, let's go to the super chats. Squishy Plums, $5. Hi, Squishy Plums. I got the best job ever. Uber Nude, 85, $5. Your Access Vegas appearance was hilarious. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. That was one of the most painful things I've ever had to endure. That wasn't like physical pain. That was so painful. None of you know how to shut up. Plus the at Tainted Goods, laughing. Yeah. That did change my view on women to an even more negative view on particularly attractive women. They're plants. There's no arguing with them. You are dealing with you're dealing with dumb children. So they're irresponsible, but they're not bright enough to understand. Put your phones away. They are just, it did. I remember, Mike, I guess we're friends or certainly colleagues. And he's invited, like, oh, we're going to this thing. You're going to this party. You and I'm like, nah, yeah. I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like he gets into the coolest, most sought after nightclubs. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of curious what that looks like. I've been to nightclubs, but not the fanciest ones in Vegas. I don't, hey, I've saved whatever, $150. There was a curiosity I had. And after dealing with those women, no, I don't have a curiosity. And I do not want to. It's going to be loud. I'm sure it's going to be really cool lights. It's going to be great interior design. But am I going to talk to these women? Absolutely not. I don't want any. No. I'm going home and playing some video games. All right. That's it. Link below. I got a link to all my stuff. We got my courses available on Teachable, which are primarily personal financial management, getting your financial act together. We have all my books, which are kind of the same. Although there's a lot of books that talk about the sexual marketplace and how you apply economics to dating, courtship, and sex. There is my Amazon affiliate link. And then there's a link to my Subscribestar channel where all the road trip podcasts are hosted. It is a $2 a month subscriber. That's the only membership thing I got. People are like, you got to do a membership thing. There, I did it. It's $2 a month to subscribe. That's it. I'll see you guys later, tools.